The moment you are out there as a man, as a wife, and you say, my partner is a good parent, though a very bad partner, that's a voice of trauma bonding. You're already enmeshed in this trauma that you want to trade your freedom, you want to trade your happiness because of what this other person is making you go through.
What role does shame and finances play in all this?
This person who is a perpetrator in this case, they use mostly, it's the card of finances, also can come with the card of power given their position and status. Yeah. So you are married to the status. How do I drop being a first lady, being a first gentleman? How do I drop being Mrs. the husband of so-and-so or the wife?
Mr. Nani.
Exactly. The moment you realize what I'm trying to fix can never be fixed, it's still okay to walk out. Guard your children's emotions. Many are the times that we don't do that. By staying there, because we say parent A is a good parent, we are not teaching them how to guard their emotions. By you living with your kids or even living and leaving them does not make you less of a parent. But you need to know when to leave the table, and when respect is not served, that's the most and the right time for you to leave the table.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of LNS. My name is Lynn Ngugi, and I'm so glad that we get to meet for another beautiful conversation where we get to watch, learn and relearn. And I hope at the end of the day, this conversation provides the insight you are looking for in case you're struggling with these two things, right? He's a good father, but a bad husband, or she's a good mother but a bad wife, right? What do you do when your spouse is a good parent but a bad spouse to you? How do you navigate that? I brought our wonderful LNN resident therapist Trizah Kainika to be able to expound on this conversation and give us all the insights we need so that at the end of the day we are able to make not just emotional decisions but also logical ones. I also appreciate there's so many of you who have subscribed on this platform. I do not take that figure for granted. We are at 1.32 million subscribers. That is not something I take for granted. So karibu sana, and always feel free to give us your beautiful feedback on the comment section, whether it's on our areas of improvement or other conversations that you want to see on the platform. I know now we all know why we tuned in, so without further ado, please allow me to let my guest introduce herself so that she can be able to walk us through today's conversation. Hi, Trizah.
Hi, Lynn. How are you today?
I am good. You know,
I'm okay.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
As always.
Thank you.
You know, now every time I sit with you, I'm like, hi, Trizah, hi, tumezoeana.
Yes.
But for the sake of the new subscribers that we have on the platform, could you please start by introducing yourself and remind our people what you do?
Great. And first, congratulations. Wow, with this growth, I feel like I'm the one growing.
Let's grow.
Yeah, and congratulations.
Thank you.
My name is Trizah Kainika. I'm a psychologist at Allsmiles Therapy Center and Training Institute.
Yes.
So we are the leading professional counseling center in Kenya and Africa.
Love it.
So, and we offer both physical and virtual. I'm sure I'll be talking about that maybe towards the end.
Yeah.
And we have a rehabilitation center. So, and Lynn, thank you so much. And also thank you. Many thanks to your fans, because we get many calls and they'll always say, yeah, I watched your story. I watched about addiction or about your brother on LNN. And so we want to bring our loved one. Like, there is so many people who have come through our rehab just because of the show that we had with you. And yeah, we also do training and much more. So I'm looking forward to today's conversation so that we can continue creating more awareness.
I love it. And you know, when you say there are so many people who tell you, you know, I saw you at Lynn's show. For me, I think the joy is knowing there are so many parents who have enrolled their children in the rehabilitation center, and also getting to sit with your brother last time and him walking us through his personal journey and the struggle with addiction, and seeing this part of him right now just gives me hope that no matter what you're struggling with, if you seek the necessary help and if you come, to terms with, this is something I'm struggling with, there's always relief and there's always help at the end of the path. So I'm really happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah, and thank you. Many greetings. Like I'm always told, when you meet her, say hi to her. And as I keep on telling you, you have viewership abroad and many of them. So thank you for also playing part of making Allsmiles be, a broad organization, or rather an international, a global one, because people will call and say, yeah, I watched you, and that's why I'm coming for the services.
I love to hear it. And Trizah, collectively, we've done more than 10 episodes. I think it's almost 20 episodes together. And you keep showing up over and over. So please today take your flowers. Every time I'm with you, you're always giving me my flowers. But when I sent you this message, which was recommended from one of you guys, and they asked me to get Trizah here so that you can be able to talk to us about this. He's a good father, but a bad husband. She's a good mother, but a bad wife. Is there anything like that?
Wow. Let me start by saying this. Where are they? Where is she? Where is he? That's a phrase we've adapted over the time. And it's a phrase that we use to mask. She's a good mom, but not a good wife. He's a good husband. A good father, but not a good husband. So as we are starting, it's good to get to define what is good and what is not good. So in this case, we are looking at a scenario. He is a good father and a bad husband. She's a good mother and a bad wife. And I think having that will help us more to get to understand. So, Lynn, it's not possible to have both sides. It can never be gray. It can never be lukewarm. It's either black or white. And if you go deeper, this is how I'll put it. A good behavior by a bad character gives bad results. A good behavior by a bad character gives bad results. So it's good we get to start from there. Also, if we can go in the Bible way, in the book of Matthew, we are told that a bad tree can never bear good fruits. And I think that resonates more. So what am I talking about? A character is what the person is. This, you are not able to change it. But a behavior is what one chooses to be. So when we have this good partner, yet bad partner, because they are good to the kids, but they are bad to you, what comes before what? Is it the chicken or the egg? There is so much around that. So I would like we break it down into the people who are still in these marital institutions, and they're there because my partner is a good parent to our kids as much as he's not. You get the comment?
Yes.
As much as he's not.
Anakuanga mpoa kwa watoto. He's really good with the children.
Na ndio maana siwezi toka, because he's a good father. He's a father I would want to have. She's a mama I would want to have. Now, with that, Lynn, you get to first show your kids the wrong modeling. So let's first go back home. Where did all this start? How did you end up with a bad character because of her behavior? I'm yet to see someone who will say, when you were dating, he was telling me, by the way, I'll be a good father, a good mom, but I'll never be a good partner to you. I'm yet to meet that, even in our therapy setup. And one thing we do is first to go back. First, why are we doing this? Because anytime, especially you are seeing a couple, we want to introduce something we call like a third chair, because you've come to. So in this case, your marital institution is my client and not you, the mom or the dad. And so when we have this client, we want to know, you brought me something, it's a shell. What do you want me to feed in? But before you tell me what to feed in, how did you people come up together? How many millions of people do we have out there? Why this person? How did it all start? So Lynn, when we start wrong, it will end wrong. When you start because of something, financial, and nowadays we talk about, or they talk about tall, dark and handsome. You know, that's how we grew up knowing. Do you know that's no longer the phrase? Money, money, money. Good car, good house, heavy wallet.
Yes.
And more money and more money and more money, right? Now, you know, even money disappears. Or what will happen when you get abundance of this money that you're looking for? There is an expiry.
Yes.
So if you started wrong, it will still end wrong, because if you never started for the right reasons, then everything will catch up with you and you'll get to the expiry time. So we need to go back to how these two people ended up being one. What did you see? Did you first set your goals? Because even when you say, my partner is a bad partner, though a good parent, what are these things making them to become bad? Did you first set goals? Now, that's a question for another day, because in our society, we are taught you meet the girl, the boy today, and you start the procedures.
Yes.
And if you are to do any premarital, it will be as a checklist. Even people who will hold wedding committees, they'll be asking, have you been seen for premarital? You need to. Chairman, chair lady, do we have money for premarital? And it's put aside. Now, when people come for premarital counseling, they'll come, they even have the wedding date set. Like, who am I? I'm not a curse.
Yes.
Like, who separates two? I am not dead. Who am I to come and look? And I'm like, here. We have a string from here to there.
Yes.
Like you can see, just like you can see from the beginning to the end. But this calls for someone to be whole on your own. So if two people, they are meeting to complete each other, the moment the circuit is complete, it will expire. You can never go anti-clockwise. It will always have to go forward. So the moment you hit, you know, a dead rock, you can never move forward. So now this is where the character starts to show itself, because our time together. I know we've discussed many times even about people marrying, quote unquote, their parents. Like, I'm with my husband because of something.
Yeah.
I'm marrying my father in my husband because of unprocessed childhood traumas. I'm marrying my mom in my wife. The mom that was there or the mom that was not there. Because most of the time people do not know. You may want to marry the person you saw, who was always there for you. And so you are looking for the character like your mom, or you actually want that person who was never there, the void they left. I want someone to come and fill it in. The moment it's full and you're okay, there is an expiry.
Yeah.
So when expiry hits, it's when now we start seeing the character. But where there is a compliment, trust you me, compliments builds over compliments. So this is the two people, and there is so many responsibilities coming over. So what this happens is that love does not shrink. The first love is still there, but responsibility of the kids coming, school fees, bills,
Life.
everything. So remember, it does not shrink, but now the circle broaden like this. So now, for you to still be put together there, it's because of the compliment and the promises you made to each other. Because life, we all know, it's not a bed of roses. However, we ride. We want to go each and every staircase. You know, we want to go all through. And hence, one day someone will wake up and realize, this is not the man I would have wanted. This is not the woman I would have wanted for my life. However, there is so many layers. There is the kids' responsibilities.
Families.
And so I'm stuck. It's good to put it this way. Trauma bonding. It's what leads to that phrase. The moment you are out there as a man, as a wife, and you say, my partner is a good parent, though a very bad partner, that's a voice of trauma bonding. You're already enmeshed in this trauma that you want to trade your freedom. You want to trade your happiness because of what this other person is making you go through. And now, is there anything like being brought up by a parent who was so good to you, yet a parent who was very disrespectful to the other parent? What are we modeling to our kids? What are we showing them?
Because again, the children are here. So we can't assume we'll be going through it without them observing.
They're seeing everything that is happening. And one thing we say is integrity is felt because it's not something that you'll be able to see. And it's even felt by the infants. So what happens, Lynn, is someone will come, they will mask, because we've said a behavior is something we choose because they know there is a need to eat. I don't want to suffer to be told I'm the one without a family. So they are also doing it for a benefit. It's very manipulative behaviors. When you have a partner who is so good to the kids and not good to you, get to know there is manipulation line, because how are you? This is a dysfunctional family. How are both of you bringing up kids? How are you even calling yourselves a family? This is a broken family, because what ends up happening is a triangulation. We have you, we have the kids, and now we have where the pain is going to. So in this case, allow me to use A as the good parent to the kids and bad partner to B. So now we'll be moving A to the kids here, the C to the children, and now we go to B. Now, hurt people will always hurt people.
Yeah.
The moment we move from A to B, what do you think will happen to C, our children here? When now we are moving from B to C, because A is very bad to B, what will happen to our children? Now it will be a cycle where they receive, and you see, you're not hurting them knowingly. These things, they happen unconsciously. I have seen kids who will come and tell me, I can't even go out to play with other kids because I fear they might get to know what is happening. You know, kids will just fear, even they'll fear about a gunshot because they watched a movie or something. I have kids who say, I can't even sleep at night because my parents, they are fighting. I cry, and let me tell you, those, little tears, they make you also feel like you want to cry with them, Lynn. And you realize it's so heavy on them because they can't stand seeing their parent B going through the suffering. Kids, they are also human beings. They are not small or less of a person, and they will grow into this. So first we are modeling and telling them it's okay, you can allow dysfunctionality in a family. This is how family setup is like. And when they are hurt by B, now there is always person A who will always be coming to now compensate.
Yes.
So your partner is not good to the kids. What they do is to compensate. Hence, they will cause hurt, they will cause pain to you because they know they are going to compensate. Are you seeing? This is trauma. There is a need to it. If my kids get to know that I'm the good mom, the good dad, I'm paying their fee, I'm always there for them, I'm providing everything, the entire family knows that I have a family. But I know there is one person in that house who can't even breathe, who can't even, experience peace just because I'm there. So I've seen many families stuck in such relationship. And when we look at it, this is what we call toxic. And people keep on asking, what's the voice of toxicity, even in a marital setup? We say it's still okay, Lynn, to look back and say, we started wrong, but it doesn't have to go on like this. It takes one person to cut the pattern. Because if you're not so careful, what you're doing is erosion of trust to our kids. They will grow. Your sons will grow to just behave like you. Your daughters will grow to just be treated the same way you've treated your mom, or just to behave like you if it's the vice versa, And so most of the time, we forget ourselves. What's our position in this? Is our position the children? How long is it sustainable when the kids, they're there and they're suffering? How long is it sustainable when you are there and receiving all this pain? And just in the name, because this parent is a good parent, but not a good partner. What happens to your emotions? We all need companionship. What happens to that? So what this means is we are establishing a trend of trying to normalize what is abnormal.
Yes.
And anytime we try to do that, Lynn, there is people who will end up suffering. In this case, we have children who will suffer more, and we also have parents who will equally be suffering. How many parents out here, they're just walking shells? They'll even take a thought when you ask, are you Miss or Mrs.? Are you married?
Yeah.
You are, and they're like, well, yes, I have a wife, but why? Are you in marriage by yourself? What is marriage in this case? first, why are you with this person who is very disrespectful to you? Many are the times we succumb to the pressure that we get from the society, from the family. What will other people say? My friends, what will they say? But we end up dying internally, emotionally, and it will not be long until now you are crushed physically. How long are you going to bear the tears? How long are you going to be masking all these things? And why are you the person who is receiving all this hate? Because as I have said, there is so many layers, but you're supposed to go through together. In a marriage relationship, there is a lot, but you need to go down the valleys, you go up together. The moment you realize that you're going down alone and still it's you to just undust yourself and wake up, ask yourself a question. Am I in a marriage institution or am I married to myself? That's a question that so many people don't even get to ask themselves. Who are you? Are you just you? And we've seen these cases happening, and someone will just come, I spent my 20 years with her or with him, but now I'm married. And you're wondering, was that not marriage? What was that? So we have many people who will suffer in the name of, I just want to keep this happening, but it's not sustainable, and it can never go for long. Kids get to see, so they are having the wrong modeling. They'll grow to know that this is how family setup is like. Lynn, I say, we don't have to fear to start all over again alone. It's still okay when we try all the available avenues. Please note this. I'm not coming here to advocate separation and divorce, but I'm saying we all need to live good quality of life. And good quality of life is life with abundance, calm peace, calm happiness, everything that you need. So if one aspect of your life is denying you that happiness, then you try to see, are you able to fix? Because it's already broken. We say we only fix what is already broken. The moment you realize what I'm trying to fix can never be fixed, it's still okay to walk out. Guard your children's emotions. Many are the times that we don't do that. By staying there, because we say parent A is a good parent, we are not teaching them how to guard their emotions. By you living with your kids, or even living and leaving them, if that's still possible as per the agreement, of course we have available avenues including the court, does not make you less of a parent. But you need to know when to leave the table, and when respect is not served, that's the most and the right time for you to leave the table.
For you to exit.
Exactly.
What role? We start wrong, we end wrong.
Yes.
But it also doesn't mean just because we started wrong, we have to end wrong. You can be able to work out. To work before we go to, or we do the solutions later on, because I have a question. What role does shame and finances play in all this? Because I've also heard someone say, anipendi mimi, but I can't go with my kids because I can't provide for the children, right? And then on the other hand, you have someone saying, but again, what we always say, what will people say? I mean, we have 4 children together, you want to exit, what will people say? So what role does finances and the societal pressure, or assuming shame, you'll be ashamed, what role does that play?
Thank you. Let me start with shame. What will people say? And it's very critical that we get to discuss these things. Us as African, there is that taboo, there is things that we don't discuss.
Yes.
What people will say, I don't know if you've seen the quotes or the memes going around about how your friends come to, quote unquote, your funeral, and after they are busy drinking themselves out and carrying on with their life. That's exactly what will happen. Are we living a life for invisibles? What exactly will they say? What about we learn how to face our fear? Will you be the first person to leave this broken marriage? Definitely no. Will you be the last? No. So if you are living there because of what will people say, what do you think they are saying right now? Many are the times when we are masked, because this is trauma. Domestic violence causes trauma. We are masked. We assume that other people, they can see. But Lynn, our pain is communicated so loudly than we can verbalize it. Other people will see, because it all starts by first you are not even appearing. Remember, this person who is so good.
Yes.
The end is the manipulation. They want to manipulate you. They want to make you feel that all your friends, they are not worth. They are actually the ones misleading you. They'll even be throwing in, why don't you then go and be with your friends? If they think I'm not a good partner to, why don't they get you another person? They'll always be gaslighting. They'll come with all these things.
Awande wakutafutie.
Wakutafutie tu. Kwa nini nani huwa wanakuwekea? Waende tu wakutafutie. And you'll start reasoning. By the way, how comes Lynn keeps on telling me, are you okay? Are you sure your husband or your wife is okay? And they will make you, because we say they guilt trip you until you lose yourself in them. So what this person does, they want to remodel you to be like, the way you can just remote control someone. And by doing that is by holding you hostage. First, finances. Because the time you say, I am not leaving, because how will they benefit? That brings in a question. So whose money is it that you share in your marriage institution? Because Lynn, I should be able to get what I'm getting, you get what you're getting, then we come together for the benefit of this.
The family.
The moment I'm thinking, if I'm not there, then it means all through you've actually been surviving on a loan on this person. And so we all know what will end up happening. When you have loan that you've not paid, there is the auction process. It's also good to call yourself a meeting and say, Trizah, this is my time to go through the auction process, but it's not the end of me. Because if the finances, they've not been treated as our money, it means you're not doing investment together. You are not part of the decision making when it comes to finances. Yeah. And actually, that's the card they are using to downplay you. That's the card they are using to trauma trip you, because that's exactly what they are doing. That's the card they are using to crash you. The card that this person who is a perpetrator in this case, they use mostly, it's the card of finances. Also can come with the card of power, given their position and status. Maybe it's a very big CEO, a very politician, or just someone who is known, a very big farmer, And so you are like, how do I drop? So you are married to the status. How do I drop being a first lady? Being a first gentleman? How do I drop being Mrs. the husband of so-and-so, or the wife?
Mr. Nani.
Exactly. So we actually need to define the things that we are married to in this relationship. We need to. The moment you are having a second thought, you know very well you are not treated right. You know very well this person is causing you pain.
Yes.
You know you are crying, Lynn. Out here, those in marriage, we will cry once in a while. Anytime, tears of joy, tears of just laughter, and of course tears because even marriage is not a bed of roses. But again, Lynn, if this person will make you cry and they'll never have a sorry or a solution, you keep on everything under the carpet. Get to know, what exactly am I married to in this relationship? Am I married because of scarcity? I'm not able to be full. Remember what we said. If you marry to complement, you'll be able to overcome. I mean, Lynn, we also have good examples of marriage over time. Like I keep on watching, the old people sharing how they've walked their journey. But also, they will be able to tell you, we also had our ups and downs. But the thing is, we kept holding each other. And that doesn't mean that it's you versus, it can be you versus each other. But it's okay how we fight. We will still navigate through and come together. But if you realize you are all alone and you are made to be the one deal with the issues. I've seen scenarios where this person will even go out there, they are cheating, infidelity, and they'll make you believe you are the reason why they are cheating. They'll make you believe you are the reason why they are starting another family somewhere. They'll make you believe you are the reason why they do not want to be good to you because of how you are. When now we look at all these things, what exactly are you married to? Are you married to the status? Are you married to the society? What will they say? Are you married to his finances or her finances? What exactly are you married because this person is a go-getter? One thing I know is with Lynn, we will not sleep hungry, we will not do this. Are you married because, are you seeing how trauma keeps on pulling each other? The same way we say hurt people, even it's good to note that traumatized people, they actually attract each other. many other times you realize that in this marriage setup, there is so much unresolved issues with you as a person and person B as well, because you came together because of the trauma. There is so much that trauma made you people attract each other. And it's so unfortunate that everything pours down to the children. Yeah.
And I love that you've touched on the children. If we continue raising our children in such environments, how, assuming maybe I'm the child in that environment, how am I likely to turn out?
That's a sigh of relief, Lynn. I look at ourselves when adults, they are healing their inner child. And I'm wondering how it's going to be 20 years from now. Lynn, children of today, when we go back to our parents, I think those people, they are the strongest people, and maybe the last strong people to ever have.
Yeah.
They must have protected us from anything they went through. Our moms and our dads with our moms, in a way, they were like, it's okay, this is how, but gone are the days, Lynn. Now the generation that is here, because we never addressed, and it was a taboo. You couldn't ask a question.
Don't you dare.
Mom, did I hear dad shouted?
Hey.
Oh! Even that mom would start beating you
for asking.
With projection. What were you doing? You are supposed to be sleeping.
Why were you listening?
What were you listening to? Now, because we never opened up, we've projected the same to the generation that is coming. Lynn, even before we go to the impact, kids of today, they are hurting. They're in so much pain. They've been parentified. Parentified is they've been made to take care of their parents. That a kid we run away from, a child we run away, or maybe a teenage, we run away even from high school. They are there just being, the way during our time they used to be called the criminals.
Yes.
The way they'll just be there, they're disruptive to others, even to teachers, until they're given suspension. Then they are coming in. Do you know what they're coming to say? And they will come with a very long letter. And you get to see, this is a 13, 14, 15, a minor who is coming for therapy. And you look at all the things they've done in school, and you ask, so they said you did this. And he will acknowledge, yes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go home. Because by the time I went back to school, I left my parents fighting. So I wasn't sure if they will still be together. Are you seeing? We are making them take up the role to parent us. We've denied them their childhood because of the emotional abuse that we are taking them through. In the name of, I'm able to pay the most expensive school that I can afford. I'm able to take them for holiday, to take them on Sundays.
Yes.
I see families, we go out, families on Sundays. Lynn, when you look at the families you wonder, the divorce court, where do they get their clients from? Because all you are seeing, they are all happy families and enjoying. But Lynn, it's all masking. The question your kid will grow up to ask, who told you that I needed all that money? Mom, Dad, why did you have to be in that relationship all through? Yet we were okay with less. We were just okay with less.
It wasn't a must.
It wasn't a must. And who told you that we needed that? That you had to be there to persevere, to be in a wrong marriage for us. We actually didn't need that. And so we are bringing up very bitter kids.
Yes.
And before, as I have put it, we used to have now us as adults going to cry because of our inner child. Today, Lynn, when you sit down with kids of today in a therapy setup, because you are seeing them, first, there is so much, now that we are talking about learning, unlearning, and relearning, to even get to learn from these kids. Do we even spend time with them? But no, because if I'm parent B, I am preoccupied with thoughts of parent A, my perpetrator. How will I please him? How will I make him to notice me, even just for a minute? And let me tell you, the people who go through this, they're the ones who will do so much. No attack to anyone. They're the ones who will be telling us, my husband can never cook, I can never eat, I don't know food cooked by who, my wife can never do this, those things. But all this, their justification because they want to make us believe that they are happy. Whereas we can all see they are not happy.
You can see it.
You can see, you can feel it. I told you, when there is pain, hurt people will hurt people. Hurt person, Lynn, will come and sit here with us, but that's the energy you're going to pull from them. When you are having internal tears, trust you me, the energy that you spread out there, it's so much, because laughter everyone gets to see. And we'll even take a pause and ask, what is fun about? We laugh together, But when it's internally, we get to draw that energy from you. So what is happening is, first, we are modeling bad behavior. We talk about domestic violence growing. If we do not change the parents of today, it's now going to be a disaster in future. And we will have no one to blame apart from ourselves. Of course, we'll say social media, we'll say politician, we'll say the schools. But, Lynn, you are taught this is a cup and not a plate. And that's why you can never put water on a plate, right? So you are also teaching, because kids, remember, they're still developing. And we say their brain still keeps on growing and developing. What they do, they acquire. And when I get in, this is the mom I'm seeing, this is the dad I'm seeing. What will prevent me from becoming like the dad and the mom that I saw? What's wrong with that? This is the model that I was shown. This is how a family setup would be. But they'll still come to therapy and say, I can feel my daughter or my son, they're still going through the same thing I went through. And you keep on saying, we are bewitched, we are possessed. It's something in our family. It takes one person to cut that pattern and say, I'm going to break the pattern.
Yes.
If I'm going to be the first divorcee, if I'm going to be the first person to separate, and please note, we are not here to promote divorce and separation. And that's why we'll also talk about the solutions available. But also professionally, there is that room where you've tried everything else, and the end result seems to be either somewhere in a mentally organization or institution, or in a 6 feet under grave. Then you'd rather walk with your legs. Just walk out, go and restart all over again.
I love that, I love that there are also solutions, because I know there are people who are also struggling and they're asking, okay, Lynn, I'm taking all the things Trizah is saying and I want to make it right in my marriage. But you did speak about when people come for the sessions, first you address marriage as an institution. Do you think many people who are together know that we have something that we need to work towards protecting and towards strengthening, or is it an individual kind of journey? Do you think people have accepted that, okay, we are calling each other wife and husband, then no, this is something that we need to protect at all costs? Do you get to struggle with that individualism?
It's a structure. My grandfather had, I don't know how many wives, my father, my uncle. I mean, we grow, and so is life. Everything will catch up with us. People don't pay attention to their marriage as an institution. Because if you do that, Lynn, you will be more careful. Let me use an example that is more relatable. Home. People take good care of their cars more than they take. In fact, the much time they spend and taking care of their cars, it's maybe 0.1% that they take care of their marital institution. Why? Because maybe the car is something physical. We can all see it.
Yes.
Have you ever seen marriage, how it looks like? Because marriage is not rings, not certificate, and there are procedures, structures, formality, legality of the matter and all that. This emotional tie that you tie to this person. Just like you'll say, my car is due for service. Even marriage requires service. And service for marriage, it's where the two will come and say, you'll even call other people, take care of our kids. We need to go for service. The same way, you will not say, I still need to drive to work when the car needs service. When there is an injury in this marriage, Lynn, everything needs to stop. And you address it. You take your marriage in hospital. I mean, when there is an accident or anything, your car is damaged, people will even call in late. They will be away because they need to visit a mechanic. What about our marital institution? We've so neglected because of the assumption. What you've asked, many people will come and they'll come with mentality. In fact, people will come with a list to persecute each other. Now the therapist becomes maybe the judge. You know?
Yeah.
He did. And that time, as this person is saying he did, there is, I want to correct. No, this can never continue.
No. Actually, I don't want to be in this session.
Many
Actually,
other times.
I want a divorce.
In fact,
actually, why are you breathing?
Exactly. And did I pay? I paid so that you can come and start telling me these things.
Yes.
He did. And now it's my role to just wait. Because that's how we don't get to listen to each other. But it's he did. The moment they are done. Now let's get to here. Wow. She did even 13 years ago. Don't think that. Wow. And we go back to traces. Lynn, you are taken back down the memory. And remember, I've told you, anytime we have a couple therapy, we always invite a third chair. And why we call it a third chair? Because we have now both of you, you are here, you are the foundation, and now we need to have the main person of therapy. In this case, it's the marital institution, your marriage. You are the kokoto, the sand, the everything. But here is where we want to make. And you realize we are talking about 23 years ago, 30 years ago. Because people will come. And one thing when you talk about marriage counseling, people will think we need to be in our 60s or we married yesterday, so us, we need it more. Let me tell you, this cuts across all. Even 80-something years old today, they're the same as 23, 24 who married yesterday. Because marital institution is very different and very independent, and it's very timeless. It got no track or trace of time, so there is no growing old, neither growing young. And that's why you will be. But I thought they are grown. How comes they are divorcing at 50? Lynn, most people today, they are divorcing at midlife because of midlife crisis. But when you listen to them, and you know midlife, you talk about even 50 to 65, they're about. And you're asking, they did all the work. They're now grandparents. Why are they separating? But the same, many marriages of today, they're also not lasting. Why? Because it was me and you. We forgot about this tie. And please note, the tie, because so many people will come. I never even married you. I never took dowry. Please, let's put these things aside. The dowry, the rings, the certificates. Hata sijai kuja kwenu.
Hata sijui watu wenyu.
You know? And you see what that does.
Yeah.
You start realizing, by the way, I think have not been good enough, because it will not be utter. You are the reason why sijakuja kwenu. You are the reason hata wewe you know? Can we first remove all these things and we are left with the two people that formed this institution? It's so unfortunate that we tag along our kids. Imagine very innocent kids, we bring them to the world and then just to watch them suffer. And guess who is there to start their suffering? It starts with ourselves. But when they are fighting in school, we are very fast. That school, they lack structures. They are not able to take care of our kids. When they are doing this, when they marry, it will be the person they married, forgetting the match. We talk about garbage in,
garbage out.
How do we expect them to be brought up in a dysfunctional family to go and make functional family? Let me tell you, Lynn, it takes a lot of work, for sure. You are brought up in a dysfunctional family. For you to have that functional family, it will have to take a lot of inner work. It will have to take this person to even cut the pattern. Yeah.
I love way, but also acknowledging. I think when people end up in therapy, that's a good step towards the right direction.
Oh yes, it is.
But the first sessions are fire.
We've been grown with rings, and you are wondering, sasa hii ilikuwa ya nani? You know, those things, they do happen. Couple counseling is a very interesting one, yeah. And you see, when they're coming, everyone is just fine from where they are. Your reasons and your reason, and we listen to them. When you're saying he did, to who? To you. Today we are not talking about you. Hold on that thought. When you're saying she did, to who? we are talking about this. Because there is effective communication. There is how we communicate in marriage, very different from any other communication. He came late last night. Now you are very selfish, forgetting marriage institution is not for one person. There is you, your partner, and the kids that you brought to this world. I am not happy the way you are coming late. Talk about how you are feeling, because marriage institution is an emotional institution. Stop persecuting, because what you do, you put this person in a position to defend themselves.
Yes.
Why are you coming at this time? You need to go back. What will happen to this person? Are you the one paying rent? Is this your house? Or this is also my house?
And who are you talking to?
And who are you talking to? Are you my mother? Why are you bossing me? Are you my father? Lynn. Now, before you know it, it's pa. This time, you've first gone back to, I don't know, the shell of yourselves. Marriage mulirushia kwa dirisha, watoto mmesahau. During this time, it's the heat of the moment. Knock, mutafungua. What if this person, I am not happy. Talk about how you are feeling. We express emotions. I am not happy when you come at 2 a.m. Do you think this person will ask you, huku ni kwako?
Yes.
Imagine if you just ask that question and they'll be like, in fact, if they care enough, they'll first acknowledge your feelings. And even if it's a bare pole, pole, unajua nilikuwa na Lynn, wakaniweka accountability. But what do we say? We are Africans. Umekaliwa chapati. You know those things? Yeah. You are not accountable. When you want to call and say, today I'm running late. Kwani unaomba ruhusa?
Nani alikwambia oversleep?
Must you be asking for permission? You know those things. Are you getting?
Yes.
So, we've neglected, because communication in marriage takes accountability. When you know that you're getting home late, don't wait for them to wait. Communicate.
Hata ukirudishiwa vibaya, communicate.
Lynn, it's not asking for permission. It's not being bossed. Kwani ni ananipeanga ruhusa. It's just being accountable. You know those, and let me put it this way. Marriage institution is made by they look small and at times petty, but yet very, very important. Very, very important. Very rarely people will fight. Why did we decide to buy the plot the other side of the road and all this other side of the road? Unless maybe they were not together. But if they were together, they will think together. By the way, we could have bought this other side. What about we ask if they can do an exchange? Are you seeing? But you see these small things that we assume. You realize it's at 10 and there is the expectation. Again, unmet expectations. I'm expecting the wife should be home at this time and we should all have dinner together. So first, you've even kept them. They're not going to eat waiting for you. Until now, it's going to 10:30 p.m. Kids need to go and sleep. Hey, where are you? I'm in the salon. I mean, you just could have communicated. What are you? The triggers. There is so much that happens. And I think we can also hold a discussion about just marriage as an institution, because there is so much, the communication. We want to treat our marriage the same way I'll be with you as my friend. The way I'll tell you, hey, Lynn, what about I do this? And no. In marriages, we. How are you making a decision? I thought about inquire, ask. It takes time, but remember, over time, and once you repeat, it's work. You work again and again, Lynn. This becomes a habit effortlessly. You'll always be finding this is your to-go person in your support system. Yeah.
How else do we go about it?
The first thing is effective communication. The perpetrator, the parent A, remember I'm taking you back to our triangle because we talk about triangulation. And the people who suffer, it's the children here. So perpetrator will be doing all this, but there is the fear from person B to communicate. Because if I communicate, I'll be withdrawn.
Yes.
Gari itachukuliwa. I don't know nini itachukuliwa. Ama I'll not gain. Effective communication. Communicate. I do appreciate you are a good parent to our kids, but I am not happy being your wife or being your husband. And I'm calling upon you to get to know things that are not making me happy. Lynn, people come because, can I tell you, the time we see most couples post-Valentine's, we always prepare.
Post-Valentine's?
Yes.
Hey, wamefanyana nini?
You know, you are in the house waiting for, or you are at work waiting for the flowers and the chocolate surprise. It should be a surprise, but you are expecting.
Yeah.
Did you communicate? Did you communicate to anyone?
No.
And the other person is like, you know, people, we are all different. Maybe last year I did this. Last Sunday we had our dinner, so I'm okay. You also didn't communicate to this other person. You didn't, you know, Valentine is a day. But social media also, you'll be seeing. In fact, people will start doing the screenshot. You know, I was just on social media and wondering. I know he was also online. And he saw those flowers and people posting. But nothing came.
Nothing clicked.
Post-Valentine. You are there waiting to be taken out for dinner. You've even carried an extra dress or an extra shirt. No call that comes through. You think the surprise, you'll meet it at home.
Nothing.
On 15th February, the calls start coming. Now we are going, I know, for 15 years, this is happening, you can't even. What about before? Please, don't have, let's also remember it's a marriage institution. It is an institution, not a one-man show. Don't have your expectations and keep quiet. Just say, Valentine is coming. Do you have plans around that? They say, no, I don't have plans. Then what about if you guys, you can plan together? What about you teach him or you teach her how you want to be treated? I'm just here. I want to be held hands when you're walking. That's still another cost. He can't even hold or she can't even hold. I try to do like this because you're in public. They don't. Did you ever communicate? They do not know. Language, how do we communicate? And we also get to choose our language. How do we communicate? So effective communication. We've said when now things get to a level where you feel pain, first, therapy should be part of your marriage ingredient. The same way we've talked about the service.
Yeah.
First, get to know your spiritual help, where this comes from. Make it part of that in whichever way. For some people, they want, we talk about the higher being, they want maybe to go to church, to go to mosque and all that. For some people, they know the higher being, they get some energy maybe by watching something, Lynn, something that you love doing together. Continue working on this. Have conversation. Have you ever met people, they are talking and you're like, hey, anyway, hawa ni couple? Because first, the names they are using, you do not know whether it's a nickname to you. Do you have such that you can chapter an entire story, you and your partner, in presence of another person, and they get, you keep on, oh, what we mean is this. Are you having things that you do together? That should be there. Do you just expect? So we've talked about unmet expectation. Please communicate effectively. This is how I would want this done. Therapy should come through. Create time for each other. Time for your service. For your support system. Get to know. Choose also friends together. Again, it's a marriage institution, but you have your friends, I have my friends, which is okay because marriage doesn't make you less of a person. But also for this institution, also treat it independently. These are our common friends for us now as a married couple. We can come, we say hi to you. And one thing I see people doing is our common friends need also to be people in a marital institution. Really, it doesn't have to be. It can be either way. Because it's just friendship like any other. Being married does not exclude you from any other person, whether they are married or not. But there are people, you know, we can always visit together. We can always catch up, you know, things like those ones. Then there is also your support, and by going back to rekindle this, communicate. This is how I feel I'm not loved. Imagine you can just say, I'm not loved enough and I'm not cared enough. Do you think this person will go to attack you? They'll even be there to listen. What would you like? I go about it. Because if we do not address the issues ailing our marriages, there is other little ones that are hurting in the process. So we keep on hurting ourselves. Even this person, the perpetrator, trust you me, they're also dealing with guilt and shame. They know what they're doing to this other person. Not like they don't. Lynn, there is this one thing I keep on saying, and I'm sure maybe you've seen it. If you are a man or a woman out there, there is what you keep on telling your partner. I would want you to do this. Now what you're talking about, communicate. Not like them, they do not. Mine, and especially people who come from Central, you say, they are not romantic. They do. Trust you me, you're not the right person for them. The earlier you get to know this, the better. And they know. They have ears, they hear. They know what you want. But intentionally, they choose not to do that. And they will come. See, me, I don't get to understand these things. Yes. Me, these things of being romantic, they are not our things. Or let me consider. No, it's because you are not worth their romance. You are not worth their care. You are not worth their love. Then, if that's how they treat you, try all this means there is solution.
Yes.
Divorce is not the only way, but it's also part of the process where completely you've tried, you've gone for therapy, you've tried everything and nothing is working. It's still okay to be happy. And we have so many people who are happy living and also bring up their kids, because if this person was a good partner and you saw it, it will be easier to co-parent without any strings attached. But at least let me be free. I also go and seek my happiness as you're happy and kids, but get to know for the kids, it will never be the same again. So if you're able to rescue, the better. But again, trust you me, it's better to be saying my mom is here and my dad is here. We are not happy, but they made us aware that this is not a functional family. And we know a family is a mom, dad, and the kids, and it's okay, but at least they are here and there. Other than my mom was buried, my dad was buried. That's very different. Just because, and you see, when we talk about this, people will think, is it that one person will kill? No. But depression will lead to that. Maybe even, and it could be either. Doesn't mean that whoever dies is the one who was going through sufferings. No, it can actually be the perpetrator. Your guilt because of what you are doing to the other person. Lynn, don't be lied by anyone. It's like he doesn't know. Let me tell you, they know. They are manipulating you. This is a game and you are the pawn. It's good to get to know. They are busy doing their own, facades, and they know what they are doing. And it's a game well planned. Maybe if you are lucky, it will be sustainable until all the kids, they are over 18, but you get to meet the real character of this person. So it's also good to know, am I dealing with a behavior or a character? A character is who the person is. The moment, because you can never change a character, the moment you realize this is who the person is, trust you me, no matter, it will just be patches. You come for therapy, I can see it, but I can never tell you, open your eyes. Yes. We have those situations until I realize, okay, it's not me, Trizah, it's this person. How do you want to go about your marriage? But other people, they can see it. When family, friends, everyone, they are asking, do you need help? Are you okay? When they are saying there is something, Lynn, don't be the one to justify. For me, because of him traveling and the work, he's never at home. He's not at home. She's not at home, because they are where they value more, where they care more, where they want to be loved and where they love. So there is always an option and a way out. And a way out doesn't have to be divorce and separation. But again, you don't have to die in this, Lynn. You can still be happy and it's still okay.
Do you see a lot of couples warming up after the first few sessions, when now they get to realize marriage is an institution? Do they warm up a little bit?
They do have actually worked with couples, but it's work, let me put that way. Where you start with the things you share together? Nothing. You need now, it's work. By work is, we need to agree on things to share together. And this agreeing, are you thinking we'll be going for no, I can't go for football with you. I can't. You work on that.
Yes.
You now develop the art of accountability. How are we going to ensure that we are accountable? We work on that. Like at first it's work, Lynn, but over time it grows to be something beautiful that, effortlessly. It's when you do something again and again repeatedly, it becomes now part of your life. Yes, couples do warm up, and have also seen couples coming and saying, by now we're separated. We are together because we both agreed to work on this. And I think when they look back and they appreciate and they say, in fact, that point of, I am very, very sorry because I actually didn't know. Perpetrator will do that because they want you to leave. But the moment you come with the much you've gone through, they now go back and realize, wow, what a jewel am I having? What a husband is this? What a wife. Like, I can actually be full and we can be happy together. Yes, couples do warm up. And also, Lynn, not to say that all ends up warming up. Couples also separate amicably and they live happily thereafter.
And that's the part I was, because there are those who will come back together.
Yes.
And then there are those through the whole process and the counseling, they also get to realize, I think we are best if we are apart. But they do it now consciously.
Because we help them process such that you're not living as pieces. You're at least living whole. Have seen couples who will even request for time. Maybe they are separated or they are still together, but before they take that next step of maybe going through to formalize, now we are no longer together and all. And why? Because they first want to process. They want to process the pain, the bitterness and everything they've gone through in this marriage. And have seen happy couples who will even be ready. I mean, who said life is too short to be lonely and to be unhappy? Do you really want to live when you are just all grounded? You do not want to talk to anyone, that you see the next man you think your husband, the next woman you think your wife. Couples live, and actually they live honorably. They may not have a relationship, because part of the thing we do is, if this is what you've chosen, now we want to help them process, because there is loss and grief. People think loss and grief is only during death. You are losing a partner you've known for the last months, for the last years. I mean, so we help you process when you are still together. And when you live whole again, that you are also ready and up, but now we put the main interest. So what happened is, remember the third chair? We label it shell. What do you want to put in? We will build. It's okay. Munataka patches. But when they say we want to crash it, we help them not just crash it, but remodel and now put the entire interest to the kids. How do we ensure we are able to co-parent in the most healthy way? How do we ensure? Yes, first, it's good to know this. They will not have the 100%. And one thing, Lynn, co-parenting, si kulipa pesa peke yake. Not maybe meeting over the weekends or on Fridays, you can have the kids. It takes a lot. Mtoto akigojeka usiku, you are not there. Is that not part of the parenting? So actually, let's not be talking about it as co-parenting. So we help on how are you going to be supportive parents to ensure, I'm not just waiting for you because it's written you'll be coming to pick them on Saturdays, or you paying because it was written you need to be paying 20,000, but I know you can be supportive for your kids. At time, people just join our WhatsApp group. We can be communicating anything our kids, because me and you, no strings attached. And it's okay to bring them up because they'll be happy kids.
With present parents.
Exactly.
Love that. I love that we've covered the counseling aspect of it. But maybe before I do let you go, we did speak about the rehabilitation center.
Oh, yes.
And every time I sit with you, I think it's very important for someone who might have been interested. And also you mentioned about a training institute.
Yes.
So could you please briefly walk us through that, and also maybe how they all tie together?
Okay. In our rehabilitation center, we offer treatment for addiction and other mental disorders, and we take in people in voluntary and voluntary. Though involuntary, the largest population, like 99%, only 1% will come and say, I have a problem. Because, of course, that's part of the addiction sign.
Yes.
They lose insight. They'll never be able to see. In fact, the problem will always be other people. For them, they're okay. And the voice of addiction, it's good to let people know. It's when someone says, I can control, I can stop when I want. I stopped even last year for like 3-6 months and I was okay, but I'm back to it again. The moment I keep on saying, you don't say, I will stop taking tea. The moment you have a thought of stopping, get to know you're already in the addiction stage. Now, this is no longer about just taking whatever substance that you're using. When they are manipulative, stealing from you, stealing from people, blaming, and telling them you're the reason why I'm like this, that's time to call for help. Our program, it's run by all professionals. Yes. We have Francis, you've met him, my brother, who is also an addict, or a person who went through addiction and in recovery. We are so proud of him. Now he's 1 year, some months. So he's there as our recovery coach. We also have professional psychologists. We have our psychiatric doctor. We have our nurses. Like, it's an entire, you know, and by the way, our facility gives you a hotel, like, or a holiday, like it's a serene environment. So let your people come and recover with dignity at Allsmiles Rehabilitation Center. We also have now the training center. Our training, we are offering first, we have the mental health, psychology and mental health first aid program. This is just a 4 months duration course. And we say, if you have someone, maybe they just cleared Form 4 or they are in different professional and they want to take the line of psychology, introduce them to this first. It's very intense course. We were very grateful to have you come and grace our graduation. It's a very intense where they get to learn everything about psychology and they get to choose, do I want a career in psychology? Then apart from that, any other person in HR, community, religious leaders, if you want to learn something about mental health, be a first aider first. Join this short course. And for those people who want to come and be like Trizah and other people you see out there, we are offering certificates and diploma courses, of course, by TVET, accredited by TVET. And for the short course is by NITA. So we offer this. You come and study for our certificate. It's going for 1 year. And it's from distant, the entry requirement. For diploma from C-, and you come for 2 years. It's also good to note, when you do certificate course, you do not become a practitioner. You'll have to do a diploma for you to be allowed to practice, because the Psychology Board of Kenya, they only do that for diploma and above. So we are here to walk you through the journey. And just to say also, when you study with us, we give you that global mapping. Lynn, you know, I shared this with you. Because we have other associations that are organization out there, the Global Association, where we take our learners for USA trip, and they just go to meet other practitioners, the professors in psychology and all that. They get to learn more about mental health, not just here within Kenya, but globally, which is more an enriching knowledge that you'll bring back home. And of course, we have our center now, the psychotherapy for professional counseling, where we see from kids, pre-teens, and kids, I mean children, pre-teens, teens. We also see premarital, couples, groups, chama, corporate, everyone, and you are all welcome.
I love that. I love the training part, because I do think we need a lot of you surrounding us. I mean, as things happen this side, it's important to know where we can go. But why is it important? Like for me in entry, maybe level, would you advise me to go, like, I'm asking for anyone that might be interested, for the 4 months, am I coming to filter and just feel, do I want to be here? Do I not want to be here?
First, don't come to filter, because in the filtering, this is a journey of self-discovery. By the way, it's always good to note, when you take up a mental health course, it's a journey of self-discovery. I think I'm here to see anyone who came filtering and they had, you know, like, because they were able to learn so much about themselves. They were like, I think I needed this long time ago. So this is what I would say. If indeed your career is to be a professional or a practitioner in the field of mental health, you can come and start with counseling, and I mean certificate and diploma courses, because that is a straightforward path. But if you're already doing something else, or if maybe it's for the parents, and one thing we say, Lynn, you can be having even your son, your daughter pursue a course, even in medicine or law or anything else. But let me tell you, equipping them with that first aid, mental health first aid course, you are helping them also to be able to fight and overcome so many mental health issues. They'll be knowing addiction when they see it. When they feel trauma, they'll know. When they feel trouble, they'll know. They'll actually be the ones to tell, have you checked the bipolar? Of course, we tell them, do not diagnose, but they'll be equipped. This is a life skill. So I can say our short course is a life skill course. And if you really want to practice, now rechannel and take the certificate and diploma. In fact, we do encourage. When you start with the mental health first aid program, it's very easy for you to transition, because everything will just be like a refreshing course. Everything now, because there it's very intense. Here now we'll go deeper into even treatment, because we are now training a practitioner.
Yeah.
And just to mention, with our rehab and our psychotherapy center, we also offer now the practicum and internship opportunities. And I think that also places us somewhere. So when you study with us, you don't have to keep on suffering. Where do I go to do my internship and all that?
I love that. And just, of course, sorry guys, I'm about to end up, but just coming for the graduation and seeing a lot of people graduating and them speaking about even their own experiences. As you've said, it's a journey towards self-discovery. And I felt like they were very aware even of the surroundings, even not just externally, but also internally. So for me, that was a really beautiful thing to witness. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It's good to see Allsmiles expanding. I mean, as I said when we started, we've done like 20 episodes together. I know majority of our people they seek the counseling services from Allsmiles. So to see even other institutes coming up that can be able to add into their knowledge, your win is our win. So
thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Good job. But now people are wondering, number one, Lynn, good father, bad partner. I know how to navigate that well and good.
Yes.
But I just want to touch on the rehabilitation part, because for me that has always been very, very close home. Because I know sometimes you get broken even through some of these experiences, and you said you are restoring dignity.
Yes.
What does that mean, maybe?
This is to be able to pick up the pieces, just like what you've said. The damage that has already occurred, it's still okay. That's not the end, and that does not define you, neither give you a title. Is to be able to realize, oh, this is trauma caused by other people, but actually I'm here, I am okay, and I have another, I have another chance to rebuild my life. This is to help you restore. We tell you we may not be able to go back the time, but you are able to restart all over again, and you be whole again, and you are able to get everything that you lost in the process. That's why we say it's recovery in dignity, because it's not recovery from addiction just like that or any other mental disorder. It's also recovery by realizing everything that you went through and being able to process. We see tears, Lynn, and we say they are tears that we've been able to bottle up for so long. When they are able to come up, it gives life, and it flourish. People start glowing because now they are able to move forward, knowing I was in addiction, but that didn't make me an addict. I still have my name. I still have my dignity. I'm still Trizah, and Trizah is my name, and I can still build my tomorrow.
Love it. Thank you so much, Trizah. It's been really great catching up with you. But I know the most important question people would ask, how can we get in touch with you? So feel free.
Oh, great. Yeah, you can call us on +254 793 561 669.
Yes.
You can call us anytime. You can send us a WhatsApp. We are always very, very active on WhatsApp, because that line, we have a team of admin. So anytime you have WhatsApp, someone will be there to respond to you. But you can still call when your call is not being answered. Don't worry, we are going to call you back. But just send us, a WhatsApp, and we'll be there. So for anything, be it for the training, for the rehabilitation center, for counseling, for anything, just call us.
Great. For the training, any enrollment, do we have any upcoming one?
Yes. Right now, we've already closed now for May intake, but we have September intake upcoming. So it's actually your time to start now. Just enroll for September intake, because as you notice, our slots will be full so fast, because we are not just training, but we are offering quality. So we also minimize the number of people that you are taking in. So please enroll. Just call us today and say you'd like to enroll for the training.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope someday we can sponsor someone for the training. But guys, let me know if this is something that you would take up, so I'm able to gauge from the comment section. But other than that, the families that have watched, people who now get to analyze this perception of bad spouse, good parent. There are people now who are like, okay, maybe this is what I've been going through. I didn't know. What would that parting shot from your end look like?
First is to let you know, life is too short. You need to go for the best. And the best is by putting yourself first. And first does not come when there is no peace and happiness. Peace and happiness comes from within. Whereas I will say that we are here as Allsmiles. Just come for the counseling and we'll be there. But I'll tell you, the work need to come from you. Be the one to be able to identify, I'm in this traumatic relationship in the name of marriage. But most importantly, define your marriage. Are you married to that person, or what exactly are you married to?
Are you married to that person? Or what exactly are you married to? Thank you, Mama, for just coming through. I know people are asking themselves the tough questions. I hope they get the answers that they are looking for. But sio tufungie show leo nione unaweza tufungia aje.
Oh my goodness.
LNN style.
Oh my goodness. Style. Thank you so much for keeping watching and for coming to LNN and for subscribing. And just in case you've not subscribed, please subscribe. We are now at 1.32. We want to get to 1.5 M and celebrate here. So we invite all of you and share this with even your loved ones and relatives, and see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.
All right, share with your cousins as well. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. And share with your cousins as well. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in today. And I hope you've been able to pick something from today's conversation. Let me know on the comment section. And also, what other conversations would you want us to have with Trizah? She did mention that she would want to just have a conversation on the marriage institution on its own, the communication, etc. So if that's something you want to see her come and do, let me know on the comment section. But I know this conversation has definitely served the purpose it was meant to serve, and I don't take it for granted that you watched all the way till the end. However, if you have gotten all the way till the end and you've not subscribed, look at the injustice you are doing to us. You just subscribe. It goes a long way into making sure that this work reaches a wide range of audience. If you want to connect with Trizah, all her contact details have been on your screen, so get in touch with her. I'll also be adding the email address in case maybe you are not able to, there are people who love communicating through email. So I'm gonna add that too on the screen. And if you wanna share something with me and maybe you don't wanna put it on the comment section, info@lnn.digital, that's where you can be able to find me. Leave me that email, and as Trizah said, I hope I get to see you guys tomorrow. You know what time it is, 10 a.m. Bye-bye.